Hello, my name is AVD. I'm not going to waste any time. Today's video, I'm going to be ranking the multiplayer maps from 2009's Modern Warfare 2, not the one from this year, because all of these maps are going to be remade for MW3 this year. So I kind of just want to give my honest thoughts and rank all of these maps. So that's what this video is. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into the video, I guess. Afghan. All right, so this map for me is just a little too big. I do think the middle of this map is great. I think there's a lot of fun, unique spots in this map. But overall, just like a lot of the other maps in this game, I feel like it's just a little bit too big, which to me kind of makes the game a little slower. So for that reason, I'm putting it at decent. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's a fun map, but overall, I think it's just a little too big. Derail. Now, Derail to me is a map that, again, is also just like Afghan, and it's just a little too big. The middle of the map is great, but the outskirts of the map just take so much away from the action, and I don't know if they were trying to go for a sniping, kind of map, which I'm assuming that's what this is, but if you're not sniping, this map, it just feels so sluggish and slow, and for that reason, I think I have to put it at mid. Again, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I just don't think it's up to where Afghan is. That's my opinion. Estate. So Estate to me is another map where it's a little bit too big, but it's still a really fun map. Being in that house and fighting in that house has always been one of those memories that has just stuck in my head from when I was a kid playing this game. For that reason, I have to put it at great. I don't think if you put it at mid or decent, you'd be wrong. It's definitely not a terrible map, but I personally don't think it's an elite map. Estate to me is one of those maps you either hate it or love it, and for me, I just really enjoyed it, but I think it's more of a nostalgia thing, and some of the memories and kills that I've had on this map are a lot of fun to me, so that's where I'm putting it. Great. Again, I wouldn't disagree if you put it somewhere else, though. Favela. Favela, to me, is one of those maps that I think is going to go down as one of the greatest maps of all time in Call of Duty. I'm genuinely surprised we still don't have it remade yet. I'm right. We don't have a remake of this map, which is kind of surprising. I think everyone enjoys this map. So for that, I'm going to have to put it at elite. I think the tight corners and the small compact spots of fighting in this map are great. Fighting on rooftops is a lot of fun. I just think Favela is a great map, and I'm surprised we haven't got a remake until this year. Highrise. Highrise is one of those maps, again, I think it's going to be one of the most iconic multiplayer maps of all time. Having that little secret where you could go up on top of the roof and snipe if you could make it. You had to jump on the outside of the map, climb up, go on top of the building. Having that in general, just a little Easter egg in a multiplayer map, is super cool. And for that, I'm putting it at elite as well. It's been remade a bunch of times. Honestly, it's almost overdone at this point. But it's one of those maps that I think is just always going to have a place in everyone's heart that has played the older Call of Duty games. So it's going elite. Invasion. Now, Invasion is one of those maps where I just never enjoyed it. I don't know why. It was just something about this map that I would always try to skip it. I would always just be upset that we had to play it. Even though I'm pretty sure this is where I got my first nuke, I just don't like this map. I don't know why. I never enjoyed this map. So we're putting it at terrible. You'd think I'd put it higher because I'm pretty sure this is where I got my first nuke, but I just don't like this map at all. Karachi. This map is a weird one for me because I know it's probably not the best map, but I, for some reason, enjoyed playing it. So I'm going to put it at decent. Again, just like a lot of these other maps, if you put it somewhere else like mid or terrible, I probably wouldn't disagree with you, but I just enjoyed it for some reason. I really can't answer why. A lot of this stuff is nostalgia for me, so I'm going to put it at decent. Corey. This map, in my opinion, is probably one of the better multiplayer maps. I don't think it's elite, but I do think it's great. I have a lot of fun memories on this map. This is one of the first maps I ever played. I think it's actually the second map I ever played on MW2. I have a lot of fun memories watching FaZe Clan play on these maps. I don't know why, just a bunch of the clips from that just bring back old memories. So for that, I think it's a great map. Yeah, and I'm excited to play this again. Rundown. Now, for me, this is a weird one because Rundown is the first map I ever played in a Call of Duty game. So for me, it's gonna have to go elite. But if you wouldn't put it in elite, I totally understand. Again, I think for me, it's just a nostalgia thing where I vividly remember loading up MW2 for the first time, jumping into a game, and this was the first map I got. So for that, Rundown is an elite map in my opinion. Rust. So I know Rust has been remade a million times. It's one of those maps that just seem to throw in every Call of Duty and everyone seems to be happy about it. I think it's overdone now, but this is an MW2 tier ranking, so I have to put it at elite because for its time when this game came out, Rust was the most iconic map literally ever made in a Call of Duty game. Now I wouldn't put it at elite, but for the time, it's an elite map for sure. Scrapyard. Scrapyard is one of those maps where I believe is going to be one of the best Call of Duty maps ever made. I don't know why. It's just an iconic map, and for that alone, it's going elite. It was also in Verdansk, so that just makes it way better. But I had a lot of fun on Scrapyard as a kid, and I'm excited for it to come back. It's been remade a few times, but I'm always excited for it to return. Skid Row. Now, this map is a weird one because I either think people hate it or they love it. And for some reason, for me, I just don't enjoy it a whole lot. But I don't think it's a bad map. I think it's just something that I never really meshed with too much. I do think it's a fun map. This is the second map I got a nuke on, surprisingly enough. And for that reason, I have to put it at decent because of me being good at Call of Duty back in the day. Not anymore, but back in the day, I was great. And I got a nuke, so I think it's a decent map. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. But I have a lot of good memories on it for some reason. So decent is where I'm putting that. Subbass. Subbass to me is a map that I really did enjoy when I was younger. I don't think it's an amazing map, but I do think it's a great map, so we're going to throw it at great. I'm not going to lie and say I'm not excited to play this map again for the first time because I don't think it's been remade ever, so I am genuinely very happy that it's coming back, and I'm excited to play when it comes back. Terminal. Now, do I even have to say anything about Terminal? I don't think so. We're putting it at elite. I don't think anyone would disagree with me. It's been remade a bunch of times, but again, I'm taking all of that away, and this is an MW2 ranking. So for MW2, it's an amazing map. It's an iconic story mission. It has to go elite. Underpass. This is another map I don't think I really need to speak too much on. Underpass, in my opinion, is a terrible map. It's too big. The colors are just boring and bland, and I just never enjoyed Underpass. I am excited to play it again, though, for some reason, but I think it's a terrible map. Wasteland. Now, I think this is where I'm going to get a lot of hate. I personally don't enjoy Wasteland. I think it's a very boring, just bland, open map. If you're not sniping, this map sucks, in my opinion. And for that reason, I have to put it at terrible. I feel like people are totally going to disagree with me on this, but I never enjoyed Wasteland. I thought Wasteland was always just way too big, way too open. Again, if you are sniping, it can be fun, but if you're not sniping, it's just not that enjoyable. All right, well, that is my tier ranking list for MW2 2009 multiplayer maps. I hope you guys enjoyed this. There are some of these that I'm looking at now, and I'm like, I don't know. I think I might move this one down to mid Karachi. I don't know. Something about it. I think it's a nostalgia thing for me, but now really thinking about it, it definitely isn't that good of a map. If you disagree with me on some of these, let me know in the comments which ones you disagree with me on. And if you agree with me, do the same thing. Comment what you agree with me on. Also, if you've never played these maps before, tell me which ones you think look exciting to play for the first time. I'm excited to play these all again, regardless of me putting them at terrible or elite. I'm excited for all of them. If you enjoy, maybe hit the subscribe button. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.